Hello, Dr. Birch. I'm very glad to meet you again.
Yes.
And I want to do an interview. I hope you can introduce your background, your experience, your interest in the research, and your main point. Okay?
非常高兴. It's good to see you again. My background, I studied sciences, and then I went and got my doctorate in computer science. And my work at that time was with...
Your undergraduate and master and doctor.
Yeah, my undergraduate was in biology.
Well,
I skipped the masters, no masters.
Oh, no masters.
And went on to doctorate in computer science.
Oh, computer science, okay.
Yeah, and I did research in artificial intelligence. So I was trying to make computers that would do things we would say were intelligent if we saw a person do them, like use language, solve problems, that kind of thing.
Oh.
And I did research in that area. I taught at university level in New Jersey, near New York City. And for 3 years, and then I went to a private company. The company was called Bolt, Beranek, and Newman. Not many people have heard of this company because they didn't make products. For example, IBM, Apple, Dell. Everyone knows those companies because they make products for consumers. But Bolt, Beranek, and Newman, the company where I worked, was a research only. But to give you an idea of the kind of research, they developed the Logo programming language, which is used in education. Logo. They also, one of my colleagues was the one who discovered the @ sign, you know, for email. When you say Bruce at Illinois, he was the one who chose the @ sign for email. And today we all over the world, we all use the same symbol. So there was a lot of research in computers. I worked on speech understanding, try to get computers to understand spoken language. And then I became more and more interested in education. And I started working on education research and developing education software. So software to teach reading and writing, mathematics, science, history, and I worked on many different projects. And after 16 years, I moved back to university and I came to a college of education. I spent 10 years in the College of Education, and then I moved to the Department of Library and Information Science.
Why?
Because in America today, much of the focus in education has been so focused on the testing. Test scores, test scores, test scores. And it's a narrowing view of education. I'm interested in education not only in the school, but in the home, workplace, library, museum. Everywhere. Learning goes on everywhere. Learning goes on when you use your mobile phone. And so I wanted to learn, I wanted to look at how we were using new technologies in every aspect of our lives and how learning was changing because of that. How we changed the way we communicated with people, how we changed the way we represent knowledge and information, how we find information. So I felt like the library and information science for me was a better place to explore those ideas. I still work with people in education, and I still think schools are very important, but you make choices in life about where you think you can make the biggest contribution, and that's why I moved.
And in the library, which research you do?
Well, I've worked on many different projects. Most recently, I work on something called Youth Community Informatics. And what this means is we work with young people, middle school age, high school age, to use new technologies such as digital video, mobile phones, GIS and GPS, podcasts, CD, DVD. So they use these new technologies to do something in their own community. For example, in one community I work with, it's very poor. And many people say there's nothing there. There's nothing for young people to do. There's nothing of value. So the young people, first they used the computer and they made a flyer, a piece of paper, and they distributed it to 6,000 homes. And they said, tell us what you know about this community. And they began to learn about the history of the community. And they found out about jobs in the community. And then they went with the digital video and they interviewed people, just like you're doing now. And they made videos, they edited the video, they used GPS to determine location. Then they used Google Map, and they created a geographic information system which had the videos, a story about each place, information like how many people, what year was it started, and so on. And they told a story about their own community using the new technologies. And this is important because it showed people in the community that there was something there. There was a history, there were jobs for young people. But it also told other people that more about this community, so we can all learn about the community.
And introduce your main books and important articles.